Yo, what's up? It's your man, it's your fam. I'm back with you once again. It's been a quick minute. I just been getting off the roller coaster a little bit to take care of some things in my life and with myself, my fitness and health, practicing techniques of all sorts, spiritually, mentally, physically, and even on business strategies and things like that, and just trying to get back to center a little bit. Also having some other issues with things like car smog this year and everything like that. So it's been a roller coaster. So just been trying to, juggle business, finance, spirit, everything. It's been nuts. You know what I mean? But I'm back here with you once again, and just wanted to bring that positive energy with you and elevate. Breathe in deep and feel good to be here inside of this frame that I'm in, so I can reach you and connect and communicate. And if you don't know me, as I always say, I'm King A.D.S. or A.D.S. or A.D.S. Shadow. Either will turn my head and I'll be like, what's up? So anyway, man, I'm a music guy. Got a lot of music here on my channel and all over the major streaming platforms. Please do check them out. You know what I'm saying? Check out the Day One project. The Elevated Soul presents A.D.S. Day One, originated, never emulated. Check out the Heat Records. If you can find it, it's Heat Records, Aya the Shadow with Bad Luck. Check out the Raise Your Lighter project. Check out the Smokescreen Quarantine, Legacy Family, The Almighty Grind. Check out the Bar Sweat and Years mixes. Check out One Nation Under a Green Cloud. Check out What the Diff. Did I leave anything out? I don't think I left anything out, but just, you know what I'm saying? Come along for the ride, man. Oh, check Theta Mob. That's right, Theta Mob. And come along for the ride. Also, check out all the artists on the Bar Sweat and Years mixes. Look in the descriptions on the posts when they're up, so that way any of the artists who were good enough to give me their information or anything I can catch up with them on, that you guys can check them out and follow them too. That's what that's all about. And just so you can also hear something different that you may not get a spotlight on as well. You know what I mean? Like we used to do. So I just wanted to bring some of that culture back and everything. But otherwise, other than that, just on here to reach out to you and connect. Come along for the ride. Please subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all the other social media platforms so we can connect. And I do spend a lot of time away from the computer or away from I don't like to do too much scrolling and social media searching on my phone. I really don't like that kind of atmosphere, so I'm really not comfortable with that. So what I'll do is I'll be on the computer actually engaging when I do interact with social media or things like that. I just find it a little bit more efficient for me to separate the two, and it gives me a better balance, and it keeps my feet on the ground. I don't like being too distracted. Distractions, as we know, are the enemy of the brain because it's a process thinking tool that likes to go from point A to point Z. You know what I'm saying? So all the way through, it likes to analyze everything. So we need to focus on what we do. And it's always positive not to focus on the negative, as we've always talked about in so many, and so many others have expressed, right? So in these times where we see the negative seeming to take hold and build up so much momentum, some people can get the wrong picture and start to fall in with the narrative and think that this is the way that you get ahead, to demean yourself or devalue the richness of life and moral standards in order to gain more attention or traction, in order to make you stand out, right? Without knowing that you never had to do that, because you always stood out, baby, because you were the shit from day one. You were always shining. You know what I'm saying? You were always shining. You was always a star, and you continue to be. And if you get a few more likes or a few more followers, that's great. Kudos. Hats off to many. You know what I'm saying? And hats off to you. But at the same time, doesn't define the person through and through. So no matter what, know that you shine. At least I'm one telling you right now, or sharing it with you. I don't like to say tell, but I'm sharing it with you that I think you shine all the time. Let's shine bright and continue to do that. And I do my own thing, and I'm independent. You know what I'm saying? I don't have problems collaborating, mixing and mingling, but I am doing my own thing with the nature of that I can still express myself and bring a positive message no matter what. No one in my ear telling me not to do that because of image purposes or anything like that. And, just so I can stay genuine, and reach you with a heartfelt message, you know what I mean? And to connect with you as I like to do. So as people see that negative foothold, taking shape, they like to jump on the bandwagon and think this is the way to do it, not knowing the nature of the power of negativity, which negativity has a tendency to devour, right? So even if you look at the elements, the periodic chart of elements, you have the range of strength from I believe it's from left to right. It's going to be from its weakest to its most dense or most powerful, right? With enough electrons, with more electrons on the right than the left. I believe I might have it backwards, but nevertheless, I understand the concept. And so, always in the balance of the universe and in nature, things are borrowing and exchanging. So, one has to have something to give in order to exchange. So, the negative devours from the positive and takes things and adds it to itself to create substance. So the negative force right now, which would like to convince you that you don't have all that energy and strength, is actually siphoning off of all that creativity, because no matter what, you were the star, regardless of the image that they like you to follow or whatever they like to put in front of you. You know what I mean? And so with that, you should understand that you have a lot of energy, and sometimes you need to learn how to guard that energy too. You need to pick and choose wisely, or pick and choose your battles wisely, pick your surroundings wisely, your timing. Do you have control of your emotional state at the moment you're about to interact with things? All these type of things, and there's more, but there's all these type of things, to clear yourself out from being inside of the clutches of the negative space, because it'll seek to siphon all that energy from you until you have no more to give. Then it'll just drop you and then go to the next source, right? So this is the thing, though, that I really want to bring up, is that don't have fear of that negative energy because of its nature. See what I'm saying? With you, you will gather strength. If you learn how to replenish your strength, you can rebuild and you can always amass that good energy. But on the negative side, it doesn't possess the same ability. So it will continue to have to siphon off of many sources in order to sustain itself. So in the end, usually throughout history as well, and throughout every explanation, is that when there's nothing else to feed off of, it then turns to its other negative energy sources and begins to devour those. And then when that's gone, it devours itself, right? So even in the system, even all over the world, we can kind of see these constructs breaking down in relation between certain powers and the people's individuality and heart and actually camaraderie, right? Community and everything, and what's actually sensible and acceptable, and what's the narrative that's been pressed by certain groups, right? I pick my words wisely, as I always say, you know what I'm saying? But according to their narrative, you know, so, and what that does is siphon you, because what if you felt your purpose, like, right, we found that in other topics talking about purpose, and you found your purpose in your doings, and now this is what you are intrigued by, interested in, and you are driven by, right? Whereas you should be able to have the freedom and support to travel that vein and build, learn, grow, and be successful in that vein, versus the option given to you only in compartmentalized boxes. If you can go here, 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 or here, versus that you can kind of have your own angle and still, present that to the world, which is the way that nature is. There's always changes being made, and life just keeps flowing forward. Let the river flow. So putting a dam in the river is to control its flow, to make it go somewhere, or to retain it, and to use it for another purpose. That purpose would be to benefit, which is still a method of siphoning some sort of power reaction for benefit, for self-benefit. So still you have the same thing, using large amounts of people's energy, ideas, and heart in order to gain that energy and sustain itself in the illusion that's casting itself, right? So but eventually in the end, have no fear, just like Bob Marley said, have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them are gonna stop at a time. And he was right, because when it starts to devour itself and the shit hits the fan, oh, there's nothing left but dirt and shit, and it's over. So what are you gonna be, the king of shit? So who's gonna rebuild? Not those people that surely you screwed over, killed, or destroyed, or anything like that, right? Not all those ties you broke, not all those people you stabbed in the back. That ain't gonna happen. But you know who will be the people, the ones to build is the actual people who are still the stars, who are still the people who make things move to this day. You are the brilliant ones. You are the ones coming up with all the ideas, concepts, your resourcefulness, resilience. All those things come from you. You know what I mean? And so those will be the people, more than any new world order or anything, the order of nature and the order of the universe will ensue once that off balance little tinge is out of the way. And then it will untie those knots. And people will be the one collectively coming together to make all the great things make sense yet again. Isn't that something? I like that part. So, just like I've shared in the past, and I like to share it again, that there's two parts to this phrase, but no one ever says it. But when they say, hey, evil never takes a day off, the second part is that's why good works overtime. And I always like that one. You know what I mean? So just wanted to hit you off with a good message. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep shining. Keep growing, because the time is coming eventually. Oh, you know what? Before I go, just to bring this up too, this was weird about this stuff too. I've talked about these weird cycles in a couple of different videos, right? Um, and one thing I like to share is this: these different terminologies, like they said, they one I forget the literature, but it talked about them wanting to build a certain type of Merkaba, which would have control and influence over the mind. Now, in Atlantean times, these guys, when they said that they were overstepping their bounds of power, their reach of power, and they were reaching too much, guess what else they were messing with too? Something that was like a portal to communicate, and so they can gain what? More control over people's minds. And then what, we have media now, right? That's how I'm talking to you on the phone and be able to make a video on a place called YouTube so I can share it with you, right? So we're in another time where messages, or another word could be, if you wanted to, you could say propaganda, right? If you wanted to, right? But let's just say, you can communicate a message, right? So that message could be perceived by many and sway the way they feel about things, which is what? A form of persuasion, right? I mean, naturally speaking, that would be like a form of persuasion, mind control, right? So brain, deceptiveness. So when you look at it in those scenarios, are we nearing the same point again? And mind you that each time these jackholes try to do this kind of weird shit, the same conversations are being had all around the world each time, no matter how far back it goes, when we're around, walking around with us ourselves. And so the weird part is that the world kind of ends. I don't like that, but that's the truth. That's what I found anyway, and that's many, many years, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I've seemed to find, is that the pattern is like, when these guys start reaching too deep and they out of control, and I don't know, it's like a fascination. I don't know what it is. I just wanted to share it because I thought it was weird. But it seems like it's always something to do with some kind of control device. And portals. Asking weirdos for help from portals. Look, you can't make this stuff up, but just saying that each time the story is told and some weird stuff like this goes down, we close to the end. And with that being said, takes me to another thought. When they talk about us being around, it seems like our stories are always around the time where we just have enough time to witness rises of kingdoms and stuff. And then we have some good living, we have some problems, but then the world's gonna end, right? I don't know if I'm wrong, but that's what it seems like. If there is this cycle of reincarnation, we seem to reincarnate at the most trivial times each time. Like each, whatever we were before, and then we come back again and we're this version maybe, right? it seemed like each time we come around, right around the controversial moments, and then we're here for the end. I don't know what that I don't know what that's all about, but I just thought I would share it. But nevertheless, even when it defaults, no matter which way, it'll be you, the superstar, the real star, and the real brilliant people, and the people who know what matter, and get back to that, friends, family, love, compassion, patience, truth, honor, control, restraint. You know what I'm saying? All these things, those will be the people who are going to make this place great again. You know what I mean? The people who are in touch with the place that they come from, with the earth, you know what I'm saying? With this whole thing. It's not going to be just by machine, you know what I'm saying? But it'll be the people again, when all that fails. So just wanted to share a little positivity with you. And like I said, man, if you enjoyed the content, like I said before, come along, subscribe. But if you enjoyed the content, please drop me a like. It really does help. Come along, subscribe, check out the music. If you enjoy these talks, I got a lot more of them. It's called A.D.S talks on my channel or whatever. So just come along with me, man. I'd love to have you. Much pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, y'all. Big time love going out. Till the next one. Peace.
Young player, get your money on. I see you in these streets.
I see you in the streets.
They'd rather see you fall down. You better beware the beast.
Beware the beast.
To know the game, then you shouldn't run. Watch the deal that they play for keeps.
Yeah.
Some are lying in the songs, and that's to say the least.